Hi everyone, I'm Dietza from Atlanta Diamond Design, and I'm here to do a demonstration about how to maintain your jewelry and keep it clean. I see it time and time again that people insist on buying the nicest, sparkliest diamond, and then they wear it around with a bunch of grime on it. So I feel like it's a shame. You might as well buy a CZ at that point. Honestly, the best way to keep your long-term maintenance costs down is to keep your jewelry clean and well maintained. Nothing that I'm showing you here is instead of seeing a jeweler. If you have nice jewelry, you need a jeweler. If your jewelry has been very, very neglected for a very long time, I suggest that you start by going to see a jeweler. What they're going to do is they're going to do a very, very thorough cleaning. First, they're going to put it in an acid to take out organic matter, then their high-grade ultrasonic machine, and then they're going to see if any of your stones are loose. What happens is, over time, the dirt builds up between the prong and the stone, and when you actually clean that dirt out, the stone becomes loose. So everything I'm showing you here is for jewelry that's already clean and well maintained. I still suggest that you see a jeweler about every 6 months to get it inspected. So what I have here is an ultrasonic home unit, which is similar in some ways to the one that we have in the shop, just a home unit, a little bit simpler, and our jar of jewelry cleaner. These are your two best options for cleaning your jewelry yourself at home in between visits to the jeweler. We're gonna start with the ultrasonic cleaner because that's, in my opinion, a better option. It's $39. It comes with a sample of soap that should last several cleanings. And then after that, you're welcome to either buy a jar of jewelry cleaner that you can use, and that should last much longer too. You don't have to switch it every time you clean. You'll see when it gets dirty and when it's time to replace it. It comes with a manual, which is really nice because it shows you what can be put in and what you can use the concentrated soap for and what you can't. I'm gonna go over a little of that too. So what I have here is the sonic cleaner, a bowl of regular tap water, room temperature, and then this is regular tap water that I heated up in the microwave for a couple minutes. It's warm, it's not boiling. I do not suggest that you pour boiling water over your jewelry, any of it. So I just put some of that in there, and now I'm gonna add some of this soap that we sell in our store for $5 and fill up these two tanks. So you can see that I have put a little bit of soap in there. It just depends what size of jewelry you're doing. This is for, we call it red, white, and blue, which is an easy way to remember. The red is rubies, the white is diamonds, and the blue is sapphires. These are hardy stones, we call them. When I say blue, no tanzanite. The problem is if you have a soft stone, the heat and the ultrasonic action can actually fracture the stone. And honestly, if you have a ruby, you should know if you have one that's been fracture filled. If you do, this isn't gonna work. This is only for a real, genuine ruby. You have the option, if you chose to warm it up, to leave your jewelry, especially if it's diamonds, rubies, or sapphires, you can leave it there overnight and just let it soak. And at that point, I'm gonna do one of each of these earrings here. You have this really handy little tray for stuff that's very small that could get lost. So I'll put my diamond earrings there. Once you've soaked it, as long as you want to, you can turn on this button. You can soak it overnight, turn on the button, leave it for 20 minutes, and then you're done. Or if you don't have time to soak it overnight, you can just put it in, turn it on. So this is one, and it's just a very gentle vibration. And this is two. And you could see the vibration, what it does. I'm gonna turn it off so you could hear me well. The vibration gets in those little nooks and crannies in the jewelry and really helps to get that dirt out of those spaces that are very difficult to reach otherwise. Once you're finished, you can then take it out, and it comes with this really nice little jewelry brush. You could dunk that in And you can also then go, especially underneath the stones, to get all of that crud out. So just give it a once over. I do not suggest using your toothbrush. Some toothbrushes are made hard and they can be abrasive for your jewelry. We have this one here. We specifically bought a soft one. If it's very soft, you can use that. Again, this is just for your hardy stones, your diamonds, your sapphires, your rubies. Once you've done the brushing and you've got it looking really clean, to get the residue off, I just rinse it off with water. I don't have access to a sink here. If you do use a sink to rinse it off, make sure you put a plug so that you don't lose your jewelry down the sink. Same with if you put your earrings on over the sink, make sure you plug it. If you have a watch and you don't know if it's clean or dirty or when the last time it was cleaned, it's probably dirty and you just don't realize it. So you can take that soft brush, dunk it in the solution, and just kind of go in between the links. Especially if you have a watch that includes stones, you want to get those looking really sparkly by cleaning it off gently. I do not suggest dunking any part of the watch into the water, even if it is water resistant or waterproof. The ultrasonic really is designed to get in the nooks and crannies, and you might regret that. The next option is this jar of jewelry cleaner, which comes with a little tray and a jewelry brush. So I'm going to use this for these two. These two rings come with very small stones. We call it melee or pave style. And sometimes the vibration action of the ultrasonic can knock some of those stones out. So sometimes I would prefer not to use the ultrasonic on things that include very, very small stones. So this is a good option for that. Again, this is for your red, white, and blues. You just put it on the tray, dunk it in there, let it sit overnight. Then it's the same process. You just brush it off with the brush that's included here, or a very soft bristle brush, and then rinse it off with water when you're done. I take these little jars and I split it up because you see I have plenty of solution to cover rings. And then I put one of these next to each sink in my house so that instead of wearing my rings while I'm doing dishes or while I'm cleaning, I just put them in here. And then not only am I not exposing them to the abrasive materials that I'm using while cleaning, but also they're getting clean themselves. The last thing that's nice to keep the surface really nice and shiny is a polishing cloth. This is a must-have if you have any jewelry. So like I said, this process is for your hardy stones. I'm going to make another video how to deal with your soft stones, organics like pearls, coral, opal, any of those kinds of things you really shouldn't use soap. As far as keeping it the cleanest and nicest that you can, jewelry needs to be the last thing that you do. If you use makeup or perfume, you do that first, lotions, and then you put on your jewelry. It's ideal to take it off if you're gonna take your jewelry off, if you're gonna put lotion on your hand. Ultimately, that kind of stuff is gonna build up. But if you do this about once a week, it should keep your jewelry looking really nice and your long-term maintenance down. And you're gonna see that you don't have to spend as much money and as much time maintaining your jewelry and dealing with some of the things that come up when you let it build up. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'll either make another video or I'll answer them there. Thanks so much. Bye now.